So, Chris, do you know what this book is?
No.
Catching the Rye, right? Yeah. Have you read it? Yeah, I read it.
I do. I read this last year in Mr. Galt's class.
Yeah.
And my carte blanche was really bad.
Yes, I do.
So you know what it's about, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
I'd like to say yes, but no.
I have.
This book? No, I have not read this book.
So the book you're holding right now is The Catcher in the Rye. It's a novel that's based around this character named Holden. In the story, he has just been expelled from the boarding school he was attending.
How old is he?
16.
Okay, so he's like a grade 10er.
He tends to lie a lot, doesn't sleep, and doesn't eat as well. Most people would probably say he's gone through depression. So
Yeah.
would you relate to him at any point in your life?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your high school sucks, man. Life just sucks, but...
When I was younger, sleeping was hard, but not because of depression. And I blink out a lot, but again, not because of depression.
Not directly for me, because I've always kind of been a goody two-shoes. So I haven't really felt the need to rebel. But I feel like everyone's always felt inferior to someone else.
I mean, I've certainly been around people who have, but I tend to be a very optimistic person. I find it hard to stay depressed. I've tried, and I've been unsuccessful. So.
Well, I eat well. I exercise. And when you exercise, you get tired. And when you're tired, you go to sleep.
Okay.
Every day. True fact. Bad eating habits, yeah. I don't eat like lunch. Yeah. No sleep. Yeah. Also, I have like very bad focus.
Anyways, do you think Holden's character is normal within people?
Yeah, it's definitely normal, because I know a lot of people like that. Mostly teenagers, though.
Just trying to hold on to that innocence, like a lot of us, like my grade, like, yeah, we're still trying to hold on to that, and we're sort of stuck in that little loophole of we don't really know when is it time for us to grow up. His pessimistic, like, view, I see that a lot in quite a few of like the younger generations, like my generation, your generation, like going on.
It's a yes, because everybody has been like through rough patches before in their life.
It can be normal, but it's not necessarily normal. It may not be normal to all people, but like for some people it might be normal. That's what I'm saying. Like it might be part of their like habit or whatever.
Okay.
No, not normal within teenagers. I mean, if it was normal, then I wouldn't see half the population that I see most of the time in class. Not to say that I don't see half my population at class sometimes. I mean, these hallways would be pretty empty if that was the case.
It has somewhat to do with the time period. You know, the point in which someone grows up in the environment too. So at that time when I was growing up, it was like the flower child era. Laid back and carefreeness, so to speak.
Okay. Like, I know, like, a lot of the people that read it, especially in my class, like, they didn't like the character.
They didn't like Holden?
Yeah, they didn't like the character of him.
Okay.
Because, like, he seemed like he complained a lot, that kind of stuff. But, like, there were some things that they could relate to. I don't remember exactly what it was. But it is, like, feeling, like, depressed, that kind of stuff.
Has there been a time when you felt the most stressed out? And can you tell us about that time?
It was when I was moving out from my parents' house and moving into Chinatown. It was pretty, like, I was excited. I mean, like, I was gonna be a free bird, like, free from my parents, like, you know, less nagging. But at the same time, like, it was stressful because, like, I had to pay rent. I had to deal with, like, noisy raccoons upstairs in the upper apartment, and the room beside us, it's in Chinatown, Pender and Hastings. Not exactly the best place to be, like, when you move out for your first time.
It was mostly due to schoolwork. Like, there was a time where there was just a lot of tests and stuff, and then people kept on, like, telling me to go out. I got really stressed because I had to catch up with everything before the tests.
I generally feel the most stressed out when there's a lot of uncertainty in my life. If something's not planned well or I don't know what's going on, it really stresses me out. Like when my grandfather first died, I didn't really know what to do because I had never experienced something like that.
Like right before spring break, because I had like English paper, calc test, physics Olympics, all at the same time. Now with like tests for like calculus and like English and stuff all at the same time. So like
Life. The meaning of life. Like, what does it mean, man? Do we just like live to die? What does it mean?
Yeah, I think I felt stressed when, you know, at different stages when you're going off to university for the first time, for example, you know, the uncertainty there. Or, you know, when, should I get married or not married? Should I have kids or not kids? Or, oh my God, I have a kid now, what do I do now? You know, being stressed is on a continuum. And I think in our daily lives we feel a little bit of stress, you know, from little stress to lots of stress. I think anytime there's a major transition in someone's life, because we are also vulnerable, and it's risk-taking because we've never traveled that route before, so we don't know what lies ahead. It's not predictable.
In my teacher education, like that was pretty stressful at times. And even now when I have like a lot of marking to do, like that's also stressful. But I think I manage my stress pretty well, which is I think the difference.
Whenever you did feel stressed out in your life, were you able to speak out and like tell people that you were stressed?
Yes. Yeah, I feel I've always had sort of people there to support me, and I've always felt like I've had an outlet, productive ways to, if not solve the situation beyond my control, but at least being able to feel like I'm doing what I can, and the rest of it is beyond my control, and just trying to accept that.
You go through certain things together, i.e. graduation, starting a new school, starting a family. Sometimes you have other people who are going through the same thing, so it's really nice to know that you're not alone, that it's a normal part of life, that you don't have to go through it by yourself, that you can share feelings, and then it's like the aha moment of, oh, so you understand, you've actually, oh, you're feeling the same way. And that helps to normalize, you know, situations as well.
Like I'll like tell someone, but most of the time like I tell people what I'm doing. So it's like they have an idea of what's going on in my life. One of the things to kind of ward off stress is learning when to say no. Just in general, because like when you have 5 things to do, like you have report cards to do, you have to play Ultimate at night, you teach Ultimate, and then you have to like hang out with other friends. You have to learn how to prioritize. And I think within teens it's still problematic sometimes, depending on the student or the team that you're looking at.
Well, I've told you guys, but I usually don't really, because I figure that I'm generally really stressed out all the time, so I find that if I just wait it out, it usually passes over.
My kind of personality is I just smile all the way. But yeah, like there have been moments of where it's like I can't take this shit no more. Like just like I need everything to like be gone.
there's a research that shows that of people suffering through depression, 80% of them don't address it.
What are your thoughts on
What are my
that?
thoughts about that?
Yeah.
I think the denial part is partly due to social stigma because of like, you know, I mean if a guy was to say I'm depressed and whatnot, it really goes against the social kind of image of a guy being strong, right? And so they don't want to have themselves portrayed as that, and so they'll internalize it a lot.
Probably, yeah. I would say that is quite possibly the case. When this story was written is different than now. I think nowadays kids are way more aware of their stress levels and probably way more aware of supports that are in place for them.
I don't know if it's like 80% like an exact number, but I'd say most people.
I didn't expect the number to be that high because depression is pretty serious, but it does come in levels. I find that just because you're sad or you're in a slump, it doesn't necessarily mean you're depressed. But at the same time, it's really easy for people to brush off their feelings because they think that's how everyone feels nowadays.